Hi, this is Kizzy, and welcome to this thought-provoking and insightful video on the importance of financial literacy. In today's world where money plays a vital role in our lives, it's crucial to have a solid understanding of how to manage money. Unfortunately, financial literacy isn't a subject that's widely taught in schools or even discussed in households. This lack of education and awareness can have serious consequences, leading to financial instability, debt, and even poverty. Before we go on, I wanted to let you know that this video is brought to you in association with the book Money Matters, a Financial Literacy Adventure for Adults. Now, Money Matters, a Financial Literacy Adventure for Adults takes you through the basics of personal finance and gives you the tools you need to become financially literate. Money Matters, a Financial Literacy Adventure for Adults covers everything from budgeting and saving to passive income and retirement planning. With simple conversational language and a healthy dose of humor and irony, you'll be on your way to a brighter financial future in no time. Okay, on with this week's video. To address the critical issue of financial literacy, we've compiled a series of clips from finance experts from all over the world. Now, these experts will share their insights and expertise on the importance of financial literacy, the consequences of financial illiteracy, and practical tips on how to improve your financial knowledge and skills. Throughout this video, we aim to raise awareness about the significance of financial literacy and hopefully inspire you to take action towards improving your financial literacy. So get ready to learn from the best and take the first step towards a financially secure future.
Hi, I'm Indra Butkevichuta, founder of Lily Advisory, a financial education platform for women, helping women gain more confidence in their financial affairs, learn how to invest and grow their wealth, all while having fun doing it. I firmly believe that financial literacy could be an answer to some of the challenges that we're currently facing. Introducing financial education in schools and universities at an early stage, irrespective of the subject that the children chose to study, could help young adults start off their independent life feeling a lot more secure around their finances. It could help them understand how to save, how to budget, the risks of credit cards, everything around mortgages. That would help them not only feel more secure in their finances and have less stress around that, but also it would propel them to really think about their future and to really start off with the future in mind. Educating women around finance and specifically investing can be a major factor in helping us close the gender gap. We are all aware that at the moment, female-founded startups are getting a fraction of all the funding that is available out there. Now, having more female investors could really help us propel female-led and female-founded startups. And that would have an incredibly positive impact, not only on closing the gender gap, but also on our economy, on opening up opportunities, on creating leaders for future generations, on creating mentors and women to look up to for the incoming generation. Combining the two factors, educating children at a young age around financial affairs, as well as empowering more women to invest their money into female-led businesses and female-led startups, could have an incredible impact in having a better future, in creating a better future for the incoming generations, and a lot more equal future by closing the gender gap.
Hello, my name is Dr. Hassan Khan. I'm the head of School for Digital Finance at Ardent University, and I would like to talk to you about the importance of financial literacy. Financial literacy is the ability to understand and effectively use various financial skills, including personal financial management, budgeting, and investing. When you are financially literate, you have the foundation of a relationship with money. The earlier you start, the better off you will be. People who are financially literate are less vulnerable to financial fraud. A strong foundation of financial literacy can help support various life goals, such as saving for education or retirement, using debt responsibly, and running a business. According to a survey by Money and Pension Service, 9 million people across the UK have no savings, and another 5 million have less than £100. This leaves around a quarter of adults living without a financial safety net to cope with the rising cost of living or unexpected bills. The survey also revealed that 1 in 6 UK households are now in serious financial difficulties, compared to 1 in 10 in October 2021. Technology is transforming the world we live in. Reliance on physical money is dwindling, while online banking, the rise of app-based financial services like digital wallets, are making financial literacy all the more pivotal. Here are some steps you can use to manage your finances more effectively. Spending less than you earn. This may seem to be an obvious one and also a very tricky one to implement, considering the cost of living crisis. But if you make a monthly budget and stick to it, that will help you in slowly clearing off your debt and managing your finances more effectively. This will also help you keep track of your credit rating. Make use of mobile banking apps. Some of them are quite smart and allow you to budget. Digital banking platforms like Monzo and Starling detail where your money is going, how much you have spent on food, bills, fuels, etc. per month. You can also set spending budgets, create saving pots and bill pots where you can manage your direct debits. It's never too early to start planning for retirement. It's incredibly easy to postpone saving for retirement when you're young, but the sooner you get started, the less you will need to save. Invest in assets like stocks, ISAs, etc. But start investing only once you have built up your rainy day fund. Be sure to do a thorough research and keep up to date with finance and tax changes. Remember, financial literacy gives you the confidence and knowledge to make sound financial decisions, as well as plan your daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly financial obligations. So my advice to you is this: don't ignore the power of financial literacy.
Hi, I'm Michael Liggins and I'm Head of Business and Economics at Downhouse School. We've been working with lower six business students to look at financial literacy and thinking about what's important in the personal finances of young people, especially at different ages. And one thing that's come out of this is really good is approaches and ways in which we can teach personal finance skills to younger students in the school.
Hello, I'm Tara, and I think it's helpful for educators to teach us about savings because it's important that young people think about saving money in case of emergencies and in general for later use.
Hi, I'm Ella, and I think it's important that people should be taught that there is a difference between needs and wants. Needs, which are necessities and essentials, whereas wants are luxuries and items that are not necessarily needed. People are often encouraged to purchase wants by trends, advertisements and friends. Although it's nice to buy wants, it is important to prioritise what you need.
Hi, I'm Athena, and I think budgeting can help provide structure to your finances because it'll limit how much you spend, will give you financial discipline, and it'll help you learn to prioritise spending money on certain things over others, which is an essential skill.
Hi, I'm Venetia, and I feel that young people are at most risk of fraud due to having the least experience with handling money. This could lead them to being vulnerable and make impulsive decisions. Therefore, educators must teach people under the age of 16 the importance of handling money.
Hello, my name is Lavinia, and I think it's really important that educators teach young people the importance of the values of a business, as they may involve child labour, fast fashion, or environmental concerns.
Hi, I'm Amy, and I think investing is an important concept to grasp because it can be a good way to make some money. With inflation, the value of money is constantly depreciating, so leaving money in the bank is not always the smartest thing to do. As with most things, there can also be dangers with investing, as you could lose a lot of money, so it is important to be aware of things such as Ponzi schemes, which attract investors to invest in companies which will not always give them a positive financial gain.
Hi, I'm Ruby, and I think that educators should prioritise teaching under 16s the responsibility of having money and also the value of it and the value of products. I think it's really important for under 16s to learn how to differentiate their wants and needs, because when I was under 16, I don't think I understood the difference between a want and a need. So I think that they should really prioritise that.
Hello, I'm Sonia. I think it's important for educators to teach us about getting a part-time job while we're still in education, because it's a really good way to generate an income, and also it's really helpful with time management.
Hi, I'm Rosie, and I think it would be really positive for schools and university to teach students about credit scores to help students try and maintain a good credit score.
Every person who wants to live in a society has to understand about money. And those that don't understand about money will tend to have inequitable outcomes happen to them. So financial literacy is the cornerstone to anybody's ability to get ahead in this world. And the education system is lacking in teaching these things. Even if you just look at the basics of human life, every single person should have a budget. Everyone should be tracking expenses. They should be saving money and managing their debts. They should be buying investments. They should be buying a house. They should be buying investment properties, shares, and contributing into their retirement savings. And yet, most people don't understand it. Most people don't understand what the differences are in the loan rates, or is this a good loan or is this a bad loan? Is this credit card that is charging me 20% in interest per month or per year, is that a good decision or bad decision? So financial literacy is about making informed investment decisions that include understanding the different types of investments that you can do, whether it be cryptocurrency, shares, property, business, likewise, and then assessing the risk and calculating the potential returns. It's that understanding and the knowledge of what you want to achieve from a numbers perspective to make sure that you get the best outcomes in your life. And lastly, every decision that we make around lending has an impact on our ability to borrow additional funds in the future. So if you've got a bad credit rating, if you're bad at paying your loans on time, then it's going to severely impact your future. And most people don't get this. Most people will have a telco bill, dispute it with the telco company and just never pay it. And yet, then when it comes time to borrow money to buy a house, they can't, or they've got to pay this bill first. So it's that understanding of how the real world works, what you need to achieve in it to get ahead. And if you want to be better than average, then you need to understand what financial literacy is to allow you to take advantage of all the wonderful opportunities we have in this world.
Hi, my name is Sok, and I'm a financial advisor. I want to talk to you about why financial literacy matters. So financial literacy is the building block of a very strong financial future. Any individual who doesn't have a really strong foundation will not be able to build a really wealthy future. So what I mean by that is if they don't know how to save, then they won't be able to invest. So it's about the mindset. It's more than mindset. It's more about a holistic view of how a person views their money and how they can make their money work for themselves and for the future. So from my perspective, having worked in this financial industry for over 10 years, I've seen time and time again, the people who's had built wealth, they you don't have to, basically, you don't need a lot of, you don't need to be on a really high income, or you don't need to be an executive or CEO to build a really wealthy, huge amount of wealth. So from my perspective is focusing on wealth rather than income, which is the mindset of which is a misconception about what wealthy means to everybody. And I think it's probably to do with the way that we're being taught at school. It's all about the numbers, but the kids these days do not have the opportunity to learn about what is important, how to do, what the basic stuff, which is, like pretty common stuff like, hey, what should I do with my money when I have my first job? Where should I, should I look for which super fund should I put my SG towards? And, how to spend money as well is also part of financial literacy. So it's not all about, hey, learning how to save or learning how to invest. It's more than that. It's an important factor that determines someone else and an individual's well-being, overall well-being.
My name is Samantha O'Sullivan, and I'm the policy lead for the Chartered Institute of Payroll Professionals. The CIPP is the Chartered Institute for Payroll, Pensions and Reward Professionals in the UK. And with more than 9,500 individuals benefiting from the CIPP's membership benefits, support and education services, the Institute is dedicated to raising the profile of payroll in businesses across the UK and internationally. In a recent survey, we found that more than 1/3 of queries received into payroll departments is all around the tax code that has been applied to the individual's pay. Now, those queries may be, why has that tax code been used? Why is my tax code calculated the way that it has been? And we really, really believe that more can be done in regards to financial education for people going into work. That may be that it starts at a higher education level. So individuals can learn ahead of getting their first job what payroll deductions will be taken from their first payslip. People working across the UK and internationally will have a number of statutory deductions that are calculated on their behalf. They're deducted from their pay on their behalf, and they're contributed over to the correct government departments. For example, your pay as you earn income tax, your national insurance, potentially a student loan deduction, or an auto-enrolment pension contribution. These are three main deductions that are taken from an individual's pay on their behalf from their employer. That's three direct debits that people don't have to be concerned about because their employer does it on their behalf. The CIPP are really passionate around elevating the role of our profession, but also empowering individuals to know what the payroll department is doing with their pay, and so they feel empowered to know what their payslip says is correct.
I'm Valerie Mantot, Regional Head of APEX in ASEAN, based in Singapore. Financial literacy matters because it's one of the most powerful means to empower women. It's also one of the areas which allow women to have impact on their life as well as on other people's lives. Finally, it matters because it's critical for any woman, regardless of her age, background, regardless of her role in society, regardless of her journey. So it gives women ability to make informed financial decisions, which is usually the main goal and first goal of financial literacy. And by making these informed financial decisions, women can have a significant impact and control on their life, as well as on the life of other people. Second is that it helps women decreasing their dependence on their family, on their community, and on their network. And what I mean by dependence is not only the material and financial dependence, it's also the emotional dependence. So it's building this self-confidence and being able to take certain decisions on their own without relying, as I said, on their family, their community, or their network. It also helps women accessing certain opportunities, being job opportunities, being studies opportunities in areas which are usually male dominated. So finance opportunities would be an example, or just entrepreneurship. And then finally, it provides women with a strategic and forward-thinking skills that women can then use for the entire journey of their life in different occasions and through the different experience that they will be going through. So it's one of the, as I said in my introduction, one of the means which will be the most powerful in terms of empowerment of women.
I'm Kylie Anderson, a multi-six-figure online business strategist and the founder of Iconic Wealth for Women community. Coming from a 15-year corporate sales background across both recruitment and real estate, selling millions of dollars of deals, I started to help women grow and scale their business online. And the biggest shock to me was how many women shy away from money, whether that be asking to get paid their fees, managing their accounts, or aspiring to want more. A big part of this is the continual cultural issues that we face around money. If we speak up about our success with money or our businesses, we're often bullied socially and put down for bragging or making it all about money, and commonly this is from other women. This needs to change. 1 in 3 women in the UK are still reliant on a partner for their financial independence. Yet we're living longer, building businesses, and often in situations where we need to be the sole breadwinner. My greatest concern with this is that the New Age UK showed that 1 in 5 women are set to be in their poverty in retirement in the UK, and a high percentage of this is the underrepresented minority women. One cause of this is because we're shying away from understanding finances and growing long-term wealth. I set up Iconic Wealth for Women to help change this. We need to embrace financial education and empower women to manage their finances. And this starts with understanding financial jargon. I get really annoyed when I read articles that we should change literature to make it jargon-free and more simple. No, we need to empower women to understand the terms, get familiar with the jargon and make it the norm so they can operate in the financial world. If educated, they'll be able to set up things like their own investment portfolios, understanding how to read pension statements, avoid high-risk cards and loans and credit cards, take control of their personal and business finances, and much more. The jargon will not leave the industry, so it shouldn't leave the financial literature either. However, we need to make it female friendly. Women are often differently motivated around money. I was talking to a large grant agency in Wales one day, and they were saying how women wouldn't come forward to take up startup loans. I said, that's because women don't like handouts. They often don't ask for help, they don't want to borrow, and it's actually often seen as a negative thing. We're conditioned not to get around money. Yet go to some of the crowdfunding sites and the biggest leaders of raising funds are women. We think differently about money, so the way literature needs to change is to incorporate some of this approach. We're more emotionally driven. Yes, let's embrace that. We don't think about money just for having the sake of it. We think about it often for how it can impact our family, our friends, society. You do not need to dumb down the jargon, but as women, we need to be more educated. We need to have clear explanation, simplistic understanding. So brochures and financial education need to embrace these nuances between men and women. Women are often juggling children, work, life, and therefore financial education needs to be easily accessible, bite-sized pieces, maybe highly focused and specific, plus allow for differences in circumstances and address the needs of subgroups of women like single mums on low income to make literature and education more accessible to everyone. We know that if women have more financial education and support, they take back control of their financial situation. We need to therefore create financial products, services, things that are more focused on women and make funding more available to them. Provide education on the difference between creating and having income and building long-term wealth. plus embracing spaces and communities who are empowering women to collaborate, learn from each other, and where they feel like no question is a stupid question.